All right, thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Clearview Township Council meeting. This is Monday, February the 12th, 2024, and it has been a beautiful day. We are now joined here in our temporary facilities of the Stater Community Center as our municipality is renovating our council chambers for AODA renovations, and so we're certainly looking forward to that. Anyway, we're going to carry on. We've got a pretty good agenda here tonight. So I'm going to start our meeting with our land acknowledgement. I'd like to begin our meeting by recognizing the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people of Canada as traditional stewards and caretakers of the land. We acknowledge that Clearview Township is located within the boundaries of Treaty 18, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Tsuut'ina, the Wendat, and is the home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people as part of the intricate nationhood that reaches across Turtle Island. At this time of truth and reconciliation, we welcome the opportunity to work towards new understandings and new relationships, and we ask the Creator for guidance in all that we do. As always, it's my pleasure to say the land acknowledgement, and I say it voluntarily as the mayor of the township. So, council, we've got our staff here with us as well. We have some of our members of the public here, and we're going to get started here on our agenda. Council, there was no closed session today, item 1. We'll move directly to item 2, which is the approval of the agenda. Recommendation be it resolved that Council of the Township of Clearview hereby approve the agenda dated February 12th, 2024 as presented. Can I have a mover and seconder? Councilor Janine, is there a seconder? Mr. Broderick, thank you. Any questions on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor? And that carries unanimous. Thank you very much. Moving over to page 2, disclosure, peculiar interest and general nature thereof. Does any member of council have any disclosures or any items on this agenda? Seeing none, if anything comes up during the meeting, please bring it forward. Item 4 is our public participation period. As we do have members of the public here, I'll read the public participation period. Please be advised that comments and views expressed under public participation period are not the views of the Township of Clearview, Council, or the administration. Public participation is limited to 15 minutes. Each person is limited to 5 minutes. Questions or comments are to be directed to the mayor, and questions shall not refer to personnel matters, litigation, or potential litigation, or planning matters that have already had a public meeting or any item considered confidential. Remember to please share your time with your fellow citizens. Are there, before we go to the public, are there any electronic submissions? I believe Deputy Clerk, there were. Yes, okay. I'll read it then if you'd like. All right, thank you, Deputy Clerk. We did receive some contact here from the public in regards to a question for council. Sharon contacted us. She said, when will Stainer bring in and use the underground water supply to the town? Would this not be a huge income to the Clearview or income to Clearview to sell to surrounding communities such as Collingwood? Okay, it's a very good question, Sharon. And yes, it is a project that this township has been working on diligently with our development community, along with our staff. Very patiently trying to get the well out on Klondike Park Road approved. We have gone through an application, or we're in the middle of an application to Infrastructure Ontario. And yes, we are moving forward on this the best we can, given that we have to get the financing for it to move forward. So Sharon, I would suggest if you have any questions on it, you're welcome to reach out to me directly through the mayor's office, or you can always contact our CAO, John Ferguson. We'd be happy to help you with that. So council, I don't believe there's any other electronic, nothing further. And so we'll look to the public. Are any members of the public like to come to the microphone? No. All right. Nobody's coming forward. Thank you very much. Okay. So public participation period will be wrapped up. Thank you very much for that submission from Sharon. And we're going to move right to our deputations and presentations, council. Now, this is an interesting one. We have the South Georgian Bay Jewish community. We have a presentation here, and we're going to get our microphone turned on. Michelle is coming. Michelle, right? Rochelle is coming to the microphone, Rochelle Feldman, and she's going to speak to us about the importance of International Holocaust Remembrance and the definition of anti-Semitism. So I would hope that council will prepare some questions, perhaps, following this. Thank you, Michelle. Welcome.
Hey, good afternoon. Can you hear me actually?
I think, yeah.
Good afternoon, Mayor Measures, Deputy Mayor Van Savern, and Council. My name is Rochelle Feldman, and I am the co-founder and chair of the Southern Georgian Bay Jewish Community. For the purposes of clarification, I'd like to talk about anti-Semitism in general and specifically in Collingwood and surrounding areas and communities. My presentation tonight has nothing to do with politics or the situation in the Middle East. Since January, I have made a deputation to the town of Collingwood as well as the town of Blue Mountains. My request has become a motion, and they're in the process of taking the necessary steps required and the eventual adoption of the IHRA's definition of anti-Semitism. I'm also scheduled to meet with the town of Wasaga Beach at the end of this month. Slide 2. My husband, Dr. Feldman, and I are Jewish with a family of 5 children living here full-time in Collingwood since 2013. Although originally born elsewhere, my family has a long history here. My great-grandfather, James Ross, and his son, Rod Ross, both worked in a variety of capacities for the shipyards over the years. We often came up to visit my great-grandparents, who owned a large heritage home on Pine Street in Collingwood that also acted as a boarding home for out-of-town guests and business contacts with the shipyard. I myself grew up in Collingwood from the ages of 10 until I left for university at 19. I was born into a Christian family and had limited awareness or involvement with any other races or religions until I moved to the city to pursue my education. Although female, I have enjoyed the benefits of being part of the majority and grew up feeling very safe in a town where most everyone was like everyone else and certainly knew everyone else. For all intents and purposes, I grew up in a bubble. It was only when I moved from my small town life did I have dim sum for the first time, or Indian food, or even make friends from different religions and cultural backgrounds. Despite growing up in a beautiful place with very nice parents and in a safe and friendly town, I had my own share of prejudices. I would never have considered myself or my family to be racist, and yet the more I learned and immersed myself in the beliefs and cultural practices of my fellow Muslim, Jewish, or Indian friends, the more I became able to appreciate the blind ignorance even I possessed. This is only to acknowledge that not all misconceptions, race beliefs are ill-intended. A few years into university, I met and fell in love with a Jewish man, and so I began my conversion to Orthodox Judaism so we could marry. The experience has forever changed me on multiple levels. I, for the first time, became acutely aware of what it felt like to be part of a minority group. How people I would have normally never imagined having issues with all of a sudden saw me differently once I became a Jew. Some of the historical ignorances and hatred for a group of innocent people began to surface not only in my presence, but at times was directed to members of my own family for absolutely no reason. As a mother of 5 Jewish children, I have a responsibility to keep them safe, and as such feel the need to speak out and self-advocate for them whenever necessary. So the time has come, and this is what has brought me here today. Over the past few years, we've experienced anti-Semitism here in our town and in this area that I love so much. Our teenagers have attended CCI, which is my old high school, and OLB. But because they're Jewish, they've had a completely different experience from the one I. They have encountered anti-Semitic symbols painted on walls and hateful rhetoric in classrooms and halls. And just as recently as this past Rosh Hashanah that took place in September, did the kids discover a swastika that was spray painted on our own sidewalk. For the first time ever, did it occur to me that my children do not feel like they belong or feel protected here, and thereby safe to be Jewish here in my community, which is now their community too. Not only am I heartbroken by this, but I accept that and acknowledge that this is happening and want to be part of a solution for combating anti-Semitism and hate for my family, but all members who are experiencing this in our communities. Slide 3. As I mentioned, this past November 2023, my husband and I founded the Southern Georgian Bay Jewish Community, which includes all towns from Owen Sound to New Lowell. We even have a family as far north as Lion's Head. As the chair, I can say that we have over 300 members and counting to date. Families with children, seniors, and active participants in our communities. And as much as I'm enjoying meeting everyone and creating opportunities for shared connection and celebration, I've not forgotten the most important of my missions, our safety and sense of belonging to our greater communities here in the Southern Georgian Bay. Slide 4. After much research and meeting with various members of organizations, I've come to understand that the first step in creating safety for Jews in any community is adopting and implementing the IHRA's definition of anti-Semitism at the town and city council levels. The IHRA is an international institution, the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, composed of 35 member countries, of which, as Canadians, we belong to this. The definition I speak of has in fact already been adopted and recognized in Canada, as well as many other countries worldwide, and even at the city levels across our country. In 2020, our local rabbi at the time, Audrey Kaufman, took this very step with the city of Barrie in conjunction with Dr. Murray Watson, a Christian scholar who now works with the Simcoe Muskoka District Catholic School Board. And the definition was accepted and adopted in the city of Barrie. This, of course, is already the case in larger cities such as Toronto, Ottawa, and Vancouver. The definition I'm asking to have adopted and implemented here in Clearview Township is as follows. Anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred towards Jews. Rhetorical and physical manifestations of anti-Semitism are directed towards Jewish or non-Jewish individuals and or their property, towards Jewish community institutions and religious facilities. So why is this so important? It's essential that we ensure that Clearview Township and the surrounding areas are safe places to live for everyone, that we promote as a community our acceptance and our intolerance for hate in all of its forms, that we take steps to define and identify and condemn divisive actions that lead others to feeling afraid, isolated, and not part of our united and inclusive community. I was taught at CCI that in order to solve a problem, we must first identify it, which includes defining it. A valuable lesson I learned from the late Mr. Taylor, my grade 11 algebra teacher. He often reminded us that once we can define the problem, we can begin to solve for it. I wish to follow the same wise steps in order to begin to implement solutions with the goal of effectively solving a quantifiable problem that we face here, otherwise known as anti-Semitism. And so this brings me to my ask of you. We, the Jewish community of the Southern Georgian Bay Area, would like to ask for your support in agreeing to accept and adopt the IHRA's definition of anti-Semitism, because this is a human rights issue. And I believe the communities that I grew up in and the surrounding areas are the types of places that are safe and that where all those who desire harmony belong. That the township of Clearview, just like the town of Collingwood and the town of Blue Mountains, is willing to take a stand against hate and support minority groups desiring the same high quality of life for their children and families that I was so lucky to have growing up here when I was a child. Thank you.
Michelle, thank you so much. I'm really glad you came to speak to us here at Clearview, and I'm very glad to hear that there's an organization now in our region. So congratulations on, first of all, forming that up, and glad to have you here.
Thank you.
All right. I'll look to my members of council. If there's any questions to Michelle in her presentation, Paul, would you like to got something, Glenn?
Michelle, thank you for that. I question whether your presentation goes far enough to include all religions. And we all know that for world religions, there's a lot of them under scrutiny right now. We in Clearview Township have been very fortunate to have a lot of new faiths come to our community. And you'll recognize that in a lot of the employment we are getting in a lot of our stores. I know the mayor had an opportunity to attend a function recently that was just out of this world, a presentation of a newborn of a faith that was common. I guess my question to you is, do you think your ask should include more the definition of hatred, and not just an anti-Semitic or xenophobic terminology, but in terms of all faiths?
I mean, I think it's a great idea. I think, though, that I'm only here and can only speak to a definition that has already been established by the HRA and essentially already been accepted by the Canadian government as a whole, as well as the provinces. And then it's essentially been suggested by our government that this should be implemented on city levels and town levels. So I can't say specifically what we should be doing for other religions per se, because it would involve, I think, some research. Like that's effectively what the IHRA has done, and therefore compiled and brought that information together to be able to create this specific definition sort of covers off the Jewish population, but for sure it would be great to be able to do that for
Thank you.
others.
I think if we have to do a bit of homework, I think it's something that, in order to show our faith as an inclusive community, which we really promoted, that we go and do a bit of homework. And I'll speak, I grew up in Etobicoke and moved here by choice 30 odd years ago. I had to go down to Toronto Western Hospital, which means I traveled down the Allen Expressway, and I decided to go across Snow Eglinton. And when I saw 2 mobile police units and responding and one on I believe it was Bathurst and Lawrence, protecting the Jewish kids going to school. These are mobile command centers. And my wife and I are looking at it, I wouldn't have believed that we had that, let alone here. So it is hitting close to home. I read in your comments, we don't want to talk about what's going on in Israel right now, because that, when I saw Benjamin Netanyahu on the news last night saying we got 30 days to get rid of Hamas, it was like, are you for real? Like, this is not the society we grew up in. So I for one, I'm definitely in support of what you're asking, but I think we should go further in protecting all faiths, all religions, to say we are not going to be bullied in that respect. But
All right, thank you. Is there anybody else in our council who has any questions or comments? No? All right, I'll just give you a couple of quick comments. AMO has been our Association Municipalities of Ontario, have been doing some research on this very topic, and we're really appreciative that they're coming forward with a definition much like this one. But I think it is the same one. In fact, I think it is. But they're working on that. So I know that when we go to the AMO conference, I've heard that that's going to be something we're going to be talking about at AMO. Also, I'm very glad again to hear that you're making this ask, and I would suggest that we will take your ask seriously. We will ask our staff through our clerk and through our CAO to help us come up with some type of motion that will appropriately suit the direction of Clearview Township, and it'll meet the criteria of our strategic plan and some of the priorities that are in. So
Thank you. I also
Yes.
wanted to say I gave you information, I think, in the printed form.
Yep.
That might be helpful in terms of understanding, I guess, what the government has already sort of accepted, adopted, mandated, recommended.
this is a good start on the research that I'm suggesting that we might get from our staff. Paul, do you have something else?
thank you. Michelle, are you going to be presenting this to county council as well?
Okay, so county council,
County of Simcoe.
okay, so I should be, yes.
Yeah, okay, because as the mayor and myself go there to attend that meeting, and as do all the mayors and deputy mayors from the communities, I think it's very important to go there because they bring a lot of clout into discussions like this. They're the ones who deal with a lot of, I won't say the social services within a community. And I think it's important that we bring it in and let the process begin.
I'm certainly trying to determine in the Southern Georgia Bay area, just all the different places that I need to attend in order to do this. And so essentially, yes, I've managed to do, Town of Collingwood and Blue Mountain so far, and then you guys were third, and I'm just making the list. So I will definitely add that.
Well, we're number one.
Absolutely.
Just you.
And we are,
It's all based on your dates, like
get-
when I could come.
Okay.
well, as I tell people, we have 16 member municipalities in Simcoe County, plus 2 non-official members, being the city of Barrie and the city of Willie. And they're always receptive to hear this and work together.
Well, thankfully Barrie has adopted this already. So that has been done, and I'm just trying to do it north of Barrie.
Yeah. I think the other side of that too, Paul, is that the Jewish community, as you said in your comments, is not well known in our South Georgia Bay region. And so, again, I congratulate you for starting this and organizing this, because certainly I grew up here since 1997. 1977 is when I moved here, and so for sure, not knowing, not understanding Jewish faith in our community is pretty common, because we just didn't see or hear about it at all. So very happy to have you here, and I'm glad you're speaking. So congratulations. And so I'll work with our clerk. Our clerk says that she will make sure that she passes on some information to you about the County of Simcoe. And so you'll get a quick email from her with the contact info. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Best.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Great, council. It was very interesting. Glad to have that here. All right. And we're going to move on in our agenda to our public meetings, and I don't believe there are any public meetings tonight. That's fine. Approval of the council meeting minutes, we do have that, so be it resolved that council of the township of Clearview hereby approve the minutes of the January 29th, 2024 council meeting as presented. Mover and seconder, please. Is that Mr. MacArthur? Yes, Mr. MacArthur. Mr. Broderick, thank you. Any questions on the minutes? Council? Seeing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor? Carries unanimous. Thank you very much. All right, any business for the minutes? Seeing none, thank you. Let's see, communications for the mayor. There was no closed session, as I said. We do have the NBC media release, Gail Little and Jonathan Scott. I guess they've been reappointed. Is that correct, Paul? You want to speak to that one? Go ahead.
That is correct. Jonathan Scott is one of the counselors from Bradford, West Gwillimbury. He's a lawyer. I guess I give the opinion he's up and coming. Very good speaker and very well represent the NBCA. Gail White's from over in Amaranth and is a counselor. Deputy mayor.
He's also in the NBC.
Great, good lady, and we were very fortunate to have them reappointed or when they stand. I have been renominated to sit on the Ag Advisory Committee. So every year we do a review of our boards and stuff like that, and I've accepted that nomination. So that should go through apparently. As far as the board highlights are pretty much self-explanatory. The budget was approved. Everything's going forward for the coming year, and we're starting the plans now. And next meeting will be in March, and as it turns out, for various reasons. But anyways, that's
good update on the NBCA. Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. All right, council. Also on the agenda is an item in communication from the mayor. This is something that was received from the city of Greater Sudbury. So I have a full recommendation, but first of all, before I introduce it, I want to acknowledge that our Director of Public Works supported this being put in council. I sent it over to him to make sure he saw that, and I want to thank you very much, Dan, for contributing your input to help us get this on the agenda. So I acknowledge you for that. Council, we do have a recommendation here, so I'm looking for a mover and seconder, and then I'll read the full recommendation. A mover and seconder, put this, Mr. Walker. Thank you, Mr. Neem. Thank you. All right, take a breath. Here we go. Whereas council of the corporation of the township of Clearview hereby support the resolution received from the great city of Greater Sudbury as attached to request an amendment to the Occupational Health and Safety Act to clarify the definition of employer to exclude owners that have contracted with a constructor for a project. And be it resolved that this motion be provided to the Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, the Honorable David Caccini, Minister of Labor, Immigration and Training and Skills Development, and the Honorable Paul Calandra, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. Our Brian Saunderson, MPP of Simcoe Grey, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities, the Council of Ontario Construction Associations, and the Ontario Chamber of Commerce. Okay, anyone want to discuss this resolution? Anybody got any comments or questions? No? Oh, Paul?
I think it's important that everybody recognizes it's a liability issue, and I know Dan and I and we've had numerous conversations. Dan, are you going to speak towards this?
Yeah, I was looking to see if he was. Dan, did you want to speak to this? I know we had a quick conversation about it, but I didn't know if you wanted to speak.
I can speak briefly, Your Worship. This is concerning to all municipalities of Ontario, and there's been quite a rumble throughout the Association of Ontario Road Supervisors, Ontario Good Roads Association. So a lot of the municipalities are concerned that this has and will set a precedent with regards to, the Deputy Mayor said, liability for the municipality when it comes to health and safety. I do want to note, though, that information that I have gathered, Sudbury has appealed the decision at the Supreme Court on the basis that it wasn't a decision. there was a 3-3 tie at Supreme Court. There was one member that wasn't available. It had been off the Supreme Court, the panel. So they are hoping to get back in front of the Supreme Court this summer for a decision, a final decision of this, based on an actual vote. It was a 3-3 tie. And so that goes in favor. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more clarity later on this year, but they had sent it through the Association of Ontario Road Supervisors to ask for support for their motion to go into just like it's read here, that the full motion goes to the province of Ontario.
All right, thank you very much, Director. Paul, you finished?
Yep, thank you. I was hoping to highlight that it's a liability issue. And where do our liabilities start and finish? It's scary, not only on the municipal side, on any job side as well. They've set some precedents here, so hopefully they keep fighting it. And so our support is.
Let's say it's not going to be scary if you do the right thing and set the right legislation in place. That's what I'm hoping. All right, members of council, if there's nothing further, I'm prepared to call the motion. Those in favor? It's also unanimous. Thank you. And that completes the reports. Let's see here. We're going to go to county reports for information, and we have advisory in regards to the commemorative Black History Month throughout Simcoe County. There's a virtual lecture series, so there's information on the press release about that. There's also information about the 2024 age-friendly senior housing grant program. So I'd like to just comment briefly about that. I had myself and Deputy Mayor attended the age-friendly awards that were given out. They were also given out at the Simcoe County Museum, but it was more about some of the volunteers that work in the age-friendly category, and those who work with those people that need the support, as well as their volunteer efforts. So it was a very enriching time to be there, and really good to learn more about what aging is all about. You know, you're only as old as you think you are, right, Paul?
I think we use the word ageism.
Age, yes.
That we don't use the word aging. The new 60 is 60.
Yeah.
The new 70 is 70. It's not 50, 60. And the word they're using is ageism. The lady who did our presentation was a Wiccans with CFS, and she could speak. And she was very respectful of everybody that was there, and it's a very good presentation.
Good event, Paul. I'm glad you were there, and glad we went together on that. Anyway, some good information there. And County Council will be meeting tomorrow. We've got a regular. Yes, you want to say something?
I just want to comment on the age friendly. I know people that have used this, and it's really not very complicated procedure, and encourage anybody that could use it to definitely apply. It's not that difficult.
Absolutely. It's a simple thing to apply, and it just has to meet a couple of simple criterias, and it can help you out. So it's a great grant program. I'm really glad it's involved. All right, so that's it for the county reports at this time. And again, like I said, the Deputy Mayor and I will be at County Council tomorrow. That's good. Council, we're going to go to our ward reports. Are you prepared for ward reports? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Broderick. You were up first last time. I'm going to go to Mr. Walker.
Thank you, Your Worship. It's been a relatively quiet 2 weeks. So other than meetings tomorrow night for the accessibility, and next Tuesday will be the library, I have no further report.
Thank you, sir. All right, stay well in the beautiful sunshine. Councillor Bailey.
Thank you, Your Worship. The Winterama was a huge success, thanks to all the volunteers and anyone who attended. February 10th, there was a Cattlemen's Association curling bonspiel in Creemore. Farmers from all over Simcoe County participated, and it was a real good event. And the only other thing I have is I want to remind all the men out there that roses will be a lot cheaper on Thursday. They just won't mean as much.
Thank you for that. Councillor Janine.
Not sure I can follow that one.
Well, you're wearing lovely red tonight, so I guess that fits.
Okay. Last Sunday, I was asked to judge Collingwood Division Grade 63 Public Man Program. The annual event is for grades 4 to 6, and then there's a second exam And I'm proud to say Clearview and Ottawa Central School is well represented. Students May Wallace and Abby Ottawa both made it to the podium. And May is continuing on to represent the 46. I would also like to mention that our community lost two, our lifelong residents in the last 10 days. My neighbors, Mr. Andrew Curry and Mr. Allen. Many stories have been shared and been told over the last couple of days and this week, and condolences to their families. And I better just say happy birthday to my older son. Happy birthday, Dana. And this is recorded. And it's there. Thank you very much.
I'm just gonna say thank you very much for speaking about Mike Curry. Not only was a great guy, he was a great community volunteer who served our community right here in Clearview on many different roles. Way back in the day, he was a committee of adjustment member. He was also very active in our early hall boards. He was very much a part of the Ottawa Hall Board as a volunteer. And I have to say, he was a lifelong volunteer at the Great Northern Exhibition. And if you recall last year's G&E, Mike Curry was recognized with a life membership. And he will certainly be missed, but what a great example of somebody who really cares about his community. And Al Fisher, boy, that guy had stories, didn't he? Oh man. he was a livestock guy. That's right. The clerk just reminded me. That's right. He did do that. I didn't know much about that, but he did that. That's great. That's great. Paul, we're gonna go to you next.
Thank you. I just wanted to kick in on Mr. Curry. Yes, he was very much a nobleman of the community. I had a great opportunity when they did the surprise presentation to him at the G&E.
Yeah.
And it was really nice to have Carol Curry, who was the past mayor, do the presentation. I never realized that Mike Curry was one of the people who helped buy the G&E in Clearview Township. And he was telling me he dug most of the post holes by hand to make the fences go and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, it's pretty heavy clay up there. But anyways, he was a great storyteller, good man in the community, and a lot of respect. Anyways, I just wanted to throw that in regards to the family. I'll continue on with go ahead. As you mentioned already, we attended the Age Friendly Awards there a week or so ago at the Simcoe County Museum. The Sunnydale Winterama, we had started with the breakfast and followed that with the parade and the speech by the mayor and MP and MPP. What a beautiful day for doing it. And as I made the comment to a lot of people, I knew a lot of people at the breakfast that you're close by and knew people. Once you got out in the community with the park and stuff, there was kids from little families. It was just great to see new families there. So kudos to them. I did drop in to not supervise, to inspect the Cattleman's Berlin Bonspiel, but that was more for social than a requirement. So anyways, kudos to them for doing it. They, as Marty said, we have people from beyond Simcoe, as well as a team from Chesley there. And so there was teams from all over. So that was good to see. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing it. Hello there, Robert MacArthur. How you doing?
Very good. Thank you, Your Worship. Deputy, I'd just like to say that your advice to your son on that day worked, so I appreciate that. That's the curling day that was. Just like to say, attended the Winterama Parade with most of you folks, and that was a great, once everybody said, a great day and a great event. I'm sure putting a record-breaking event. Last week attended the Clearview Sustainability Networks meeting and annual general meeting, I guess they called it in Fremont or whatever it was. So we had a decent crowd out and a lot of good ideas were shared. And as it'll be further in the council meeting here, we're gonna look for members for that committee. And lastly, I'd just like to promote that me and my wife Sonia are doing a We Dream Big event this Saturday at the Station on the Green with to help support Clearview, Stainer, and St. Luke's food banks, and roast beef dinner. Elizabeth Manley, everybody will remember her from our younger days as a guest speaker, and live country music band to follow up in the evening. So there's still a few tickets available. If anybody wants to come, then just let us know. Thank you.
Congratulations on putting that event together. Well done. I'm sure Sonia has it all organized while you're busy being a counselor. Good for her. John Broder, great to see you. Glad you're up and running around. Good for you.
Thank you, your worship. It's good to be up and running.
Yeah, we're looking pretty rough there last time we saw you. Glad to see you here.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, in the interest of public health, I haven't been very far the last couple of weeks, so. But upcoming stuff, tomorrow night is the Chamber of Commerce Executive Meeting. This Friday, the Sunnydale Poll Board will be meeting. The Library Board will be meeting on next Tuesday, the 20th, and then later that evening will be the Chamber of Commerce meeting featuring including our chamber talks, and this one will be featuring Phil Young from Avalon on membership benefits. And on the 22nd, Thursday the 22nd, we'll be having a Chamber of Commerce Business After 5 at Georgian College in Collingwood. On the 27th will be the Fremore BIA meeting.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you very much for being here, John, and please stay active. Council, I've got a couple of small items I want to just bring up. You've mentioned the Winterama. I just want to put it out there. The Winterama volunteers, the Legion in New Lowell, and the community came out and just delivered a fantastic well done to the Recreation Department for helping them with that. Thank you very much, Amanda and your team, and to Terry. And I also want to acknowledge that the Recreation Department helped us out with the trailer and the truck. And our CAO was the pilot in the truck. He did a great job keeping us on the road. And it was a really good event, great parade. The what do you call it? The bed races with the firemen. Boy, well, that was something else too. Very impressive. And it was a really great event. So thanks to Councilor MacArthur, Councilor Deneen, Deputy Mayor Ben Stavern, and MP Terry Dowell and MPP Brian Saunderson. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but Brian Saunderson's jumped on the trailer real quick there. Kind of missed the opening, but we got him on. He had a good wave, and then he hiked his way back up to his car to get to another event. So it was great to have Brian there. So thank you very much. What a great event. And really, really pleased that the weather was successful for us as always. You know, we want our events to be successful. So it was a really great event to have the weather right in the right time. Go ahead, Paul.
I just want to thank John Ferguson for letting me win some of the silent auctions.
Oh, yeah.
Because Mr. Ferguson there was bidding on everything and he let us have a couple.
He let you get a few, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know. My wife wrote a check there too, by the way. There was a few items that came from the silent auction. Anyway, that was great fun. And congratulations to everybody who put the whole thing together. Another signature event in our community. Is that right, Amanda? Thumbs up. Okay. Thank you very much. I do have something else I want to mention. This week is Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week, and it's from February the 12th to the 16th. And for over 20 years, Clearview Township Council has provided community assistance grants and sponsorships to support nonprofit associations and community groups that provide a recognized contribution to the well-being of the residents of Clearview. So in recognition of that, there will be a press release tomorrow speaking about nonprofit associations and organizations and so on in our community. We're very proud of the work that volunteers do in this community. We're very proud of the fact that they contribute to our community and make us a better place. And we thank them for all the efforts that they do, you know, from every aspect of nonprofit work, whether it be, you know, in the minor hockey to My Friend's House. They're all important and all contribute somehow to our community. And so we're very happy to participate in that. I just want to acknowledge that MPP Daisy Way, who I ran into at the Roma conference and had a little bit of a breakfast with her and had a nice conversation about things. And then she sent me this email asking if we would participate. So I thought that was really nice. And I'm going to give a little public service announcement here. I don't often do this one, but this one's kind of fun. Holy Trinity Clearview Anglican Church is having their community pancake dinner. And it's Shrove Tuesday tomorrow, folks. So between 5 and 7, go on up to Duntroon for pancake dinner. It's back. Pancake, syrup, sausage, and of course, homemade pies. So that's on Tuesday from 5 to 7. That's tomorrow. It's a free will offering at the door, and all proceeds go to the outreach. And if you're wondering, it's going to be held at that little schoolhouse on St. Clair Street in Duntroon. Beautiful little building. And it has a significant spot for us here in Clearview Township because that was the original town hall for Nottawasaga Township. So that's where that is going to be held. So there's a public service announcement for you to come on out and enjoy Shrove Tuesday. Okay, that's all I have at this time. And I'm prepared to move on in the agenda unless anybody else has any other things they want to talk about in the board reporting. Okay, good enough. Move on. All right, we're going to go to Finance Department, FIN 004 2024. It's the 2022 and 2023 Statement of Remuneration. Recommendation be it resolved that Council of the Township of Clearview hereby receive report FIN 004 2024 Statement of Remuneration dated February 12, 2024. Deputy Mayor, mover, can I get a seconder, please? And Denise, thank you, Councilor Denise. You want to speak or anybody questions? No questions? Kelly, do you have any comments you'd like to bring in? No, as our treasurer? Thank you very much. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's an obligation we have to submit this every year. So thank you for doing it. Council, we've got a motion with a mover and seconder. I'm prepared to call the motion. All in favor? It carries unanimous. Thank you. Okey dokey. Yes. Sure. You can ask a question anytime you want.
Thank you. Kelly and I had a bit of a conversation today, and I'm sort of setting her up to speak about this a bit. Sudbury seems to get in the limelight a lot lately, and one of the situations that happened to him was a fraudulent expropriation of funds or misleading people. So Kelly knows the gist of it. The beautiful thing, or the beauty of talking with Kelly about it, she assured me and told me how we can avoid. Kelly, if you can just speak to the team about what happened in Sudbury and tell us how we don't have that. So.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. From what I can understand, what happened in Sudbury is through use of a fraudulent email account, a vendor emailed, presumably their accounts payable department to say, hey, we've had a change in our banking information. Can you switch it to our new account, please? Because this person's name was fairly well known in the company, they went ahead and did that. And unfortunately, it was not the person that they said it was. So basically, they had the money transferred to, and it would have been likely an EFT payment, transferred to a fraudulent bank account. So with Clearview, what we've done way back when we originally set up these automatic payments into accounts is we had vendors sign a form with all of their banking information, had that submitted. Anytime we have a change now, the procedure is to actually phone the contact information we have on file. So nothing that we've been sent from the company subsequently. It's the contact information we have in our system, and we phone and physically speak to a known representative at that company. And that stops this type of situation from happening, or at least limits it.
Thank you, Kelly. And that, for those who see the story, was $1.5 million that the city of Sudbury is out right now. So anyways, thank you for those comments.
All right. Thank you very much, Kelly, for that quick explanation. Appreciate that. All right, Council, we're going to move on. We also have a report from the CAO. Deputy Mayor, this is something you brought up at the last council meeting. CAO 003 2024. It's the council life benefit insurance and EAP benefits. Recommendation be it resolved that Council of the Township hereby receive CAO report 003 2024. Council life benefit insurance and EAP benefits dated February 12, 2024. And item 1, that Council approve the life benefits insurance and EAP benefits offered by Sun Life and Lumino Health as outlined in this report. And item 2, that staff be directed to amend the Council Remuneration Bylaw 24-10 outlining the above changes. Deputy Mayor, thank you. Is there a seconder on that motion? Seconder, Mr. Beelan, thank you very much. John Ferguson, did you want to speak to this, or do you have any comments you want to add to your report?
Thank you, Your Worship. Just brief, it's not,
It's not exactly the same as what staff would get. There's a cap on the life insurance. It's self-explanatory in my report. The total cost for all members of council annually for the life benefit is $521.08. And for the Lumina Health EAP benefit for all members annually for the total cost is $374. So it's minimal cost for these benefits. The EAP benefit is similar to what the staff have, but the life insurance is not. That's basically like Sun Life benefits.
Good. Thank you very much. Is there any member of council with a question? No? Okay, thank you very much, John, for completing that in very quick fashion. Quite honest. Members of council, if there's nothing further, I'm prepared to call the motion. All those in favor? That carries unanimous. Thank you so much. All right, council, there are two recommendations on the next item. I'd like to do recommendation number 1. We'll move with a full mover and seconder on that one, and we'll discuss that. The second one, we will pause to complete the motion, and then we will bring that one forward, okay? All right, so the next motion is PCR 002, Clearview Culture and Sports Hall of Fame Committee Terms of Reference. And be it resolved that Council of the Township report PCR 002-2024, the Clearview Culture and Sports Hall of Fame Committee Terms of Reference dated February 12, 2024. And that council support the Clearview Culture and Sports Hall of Fame Committee Terms of Reference as presented in Appendix A of this report. And item 2, that the bylaw be presented at the February 12th, 2024 council meeting for final approval of the committee terms of reference. Okay, I'll take a mover and seconder, and that's Mr. Walker. Thank you. And Mr. Beelan, thank you. Walker Beelan, thank you. And Amanda Murray is here with us. Hello, Amanda. It's nice to have you here. Terry Vachon advised me that you would be here and he'd be online if we needed him, but happy to have you here, Amanda. Is there anything you want to add to your report? It's a very good report that outlines the new terms of reference.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. Good evening, members of council. The report is pretty straightforward. It does recommend a committee of council, which as the years have evolved with the Hall of Fame, we recognize that this was an advantage to supporting the Hall of Fame and having a formalized committee. So today, that is why myself and Clerk Sasha Helmking are here with our terms of reference. So thank you for your support. Just looking for those volunteers to help us lead the charge and having a fulsome Hall of Fame committee.
Thank you very much. By the way, it's very nice to come to this facility to have our meetings because we get to walk through the Hall of Fame, and it's right there. So I'm sure there's going to be some changes coming to that too. All right, members of council, do you have any questions to Amanda in regards to recommendation number 1? Hall of Fame. Nobody? All right. Thank you very much. Council, you've got a mover and seconder. I'm prepared to call the motion. Those in favor? That carries unanimous. Thank you very much. All right. So council, we're going to pause and we're going to reflect upon recommendation number 2. They're looking in this recommendation to create appoint members of council. It says in addition to the mayor. So I believe that would be simply because the mayor is an ex officio on the roll. So that's why my name or the mayor's name is on there. So I'm looking to members of council. What do you think? Who wants to be on this committee so we can write this in? You're nominating Marty. Oh, we're going to go that way. Okay. Marty Beelan, you've been nominated.
I would actually like to be on that committee.
Thank you very much, Marty. Any objections to Marty? No objections received. I'll look for a second nominee now. Is there someone else who'd like to nominate somebody? Where are we? Yes, go ahead, John.
I'd like to nominate our deputy mayor.
Deputy Mayor, how does that make you feel?
That is fine. I sat on it last year and it will be a team effort.
All right, members of council, any objection to the deputy mayor? None. Well done. Council, we now have a completed motion, so I'll read the motion. I'll look for a mover and seconder. Be it resolved that Council of the Township of Clearview hereby appoint the following 2 council members in addition to the mayor to sit on the Clearview Culture and Sports Hall of Fame Committee. Councilor Beelan and Deputy Mayor Paul Van Steck. Is there a record or a mover and second? That'd be Mr. MacArthur and Mr. Walker. MacArthur and Walker, thank you very much. Okay, and if nothing further, I'll call the motion. All in favor? And that carries unanimous. Congratulations, gentlemen. And Madam Clerk, I'm sure you'll advise us when this committee gets fully formed. We'll get up to work onward and upward. Good luck and thank you. When do we need nominations again? Amanda, that you're here?
Yes, thank you. Nominations are open. They close annually on March 31st. We will be accepting nominations from the community as well as now with the selection committee, a referral from community members and from our own groups.
Yes, and additionally, I noticed in the lobby right here, as you walked in, there's nomination forms sitting just in the entrance.
Yes, that's correct. Available online as well as the 3 libraries, the youth center and both community centers.
Excellent, thank you.
In person and online.
Mr. Van Staveren?
Thank you, Your Worship. I just want to point out that Councillor Walker and myself worked on that last year. And Councillor Walker will not be let off that easily because his what do you say, his memory, his knowledge of the people of Bondi is phenomenal. So as I use the comment, it'll be a team effort. Everybody will be looked at to support it, to give input into it, and we will then.
Well done, well done. All right, good luck with that committee. We're looking forward to it and look forward to the event as well. All right, council, we're going to move on to emergency services and report FD 001 2024 auto extrication tool replacement. I know the fire chief is here with us, so he might be available for questions. Be it resolved that council of the township of Clearview hereby receive report FD 001 2024 auto extrication tool replacement dated February 12th, 2024. And item 1, the council approved the quotation submitted by MPS Code for Fire and Rescue in the amount of $55,985 plus HSD for a set of auto extrication tools. We'll take the mover and seconder on the motion. Who's got that? Deneen? Yes, and Beelan, thank you. I gotta start looking the other way, fellas. I'll look over here. Chief, do you want to have any comments? You want to add anything to the report in regards to these auto extrication tools?
I think, Your Worship, I'll just add that this manufacturer we currently use in the township and we're familiar with it. Personally, I used to use it. This manufacturer for 16 years and I'll stand behind it. Very confident in this product and this transition.
Okay. All right. Any questions to the chief? I'll go ahead, Deputy Mayor, and then Mr. Beelan.
Thank you, Your Worship. Chief, I've been reading a lot of the motions coming forward from the northern regions, we'll call it, in regards to the new provincial mandates for standards of firefighting, or whatever you call it, equipment. And you know, we have been very fortunate to keep our fleet and stuff up to date, but there's a lot of communities that cannot do the same. We have in the past donated equipment. Our old unit, is it something that we are trading in? Was it something that we can donate to the community that would appreciate it?
Through Your Worship, this is for our last third apparatus, so it actually wasn't fit for fire service. We were sold to essentially scrapyard use. So the problem with for vehicle, we keep it so long to get it from it. There's really no good. We do have a replacement development for our apparatus. We try to keep it around 16 to 17 years, because after that, it will be the way amount of hours that on the pump itself. That's really case by case. Extending the life in theory works, but reality just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I respect that. And if we could ever do anything to help somebody up. Is this better than nothing? Let's just put it this way, for a community. We give them basic scrap pipe, right? Minimal things. Is it something that would help them?
It's something we can look at when we do have another apparatus. Research that's we're a few years away from having spare apparatus again.
All right, thank you very much. Good point, though. We have been looking at that in the past and making those type of contributions to assist our friends in the north that don't have the budgets. Good for you. All right, members of council, Mr. Phelan, or yeah, that's right. Marty, you're up next.
Thank you, your worship. I'm just wondering how many batteries is a sufficient amount, because in the wintertime, they wouldn't hold their charges long and stuff like that. And are these readily available? Like how soon before you get this unit?
Through your worship, start with the batteries. It comes like 2 batteries. One battery, winter conditions, useful for at least 2 years. Kind of thing. So there's no issue with battery life. And the units are in stock.
We spoke highly of the manufacturer, so we do have parts and delivery pretty quickly if we have issues.
We do. We have a very good service rep.
Great team. Great team. All right, there's nothing further, members of the council. Any other questions? Yes. Oh, go ahead there, Robert.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a quick comment that, sounds like technology's moving right around. So when we get this equipment, I'd like to come over and try it myself. I remember the old equipment trying to make sure that with my years on the department, trying to make sure Jose was in slot A and whatnot was a real pain. So I can't imagine this is just the way, more efficient way to go. And, I think it's definitely the way we gotta go.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, Counselor. The CAO has spoken about the various senior members of our senior management team, going out into the community and doing some, workshops and some discussion. So perhaps we can arrange an opportunity for us to try some of their tools like that. Okay? Chief, how's that for a good hint?
You're hired.
Mr. CAO?
Receive, what's the word? Crystal clear.
Crystal. Go ahead.
I just question, Chief, do we have a date yet when we'll do the official opening of the new Lower Hall? Because that would be an appropriate time to demonstrate.
Through your worship, we're still finishing up the hall. There's still quite a bit of work that needs to be done on the outside. We are aiming for the spring. But it's something that was special if we want to do it sooner.
No, it was just great. We had a chance, especially with the auction we had there, to walk around the hall a bit. It was great to see. And people were in awe between the works department and the firehouse. So when you're ready, time is right. We will be looking forward to coming out there.
Don't worry, we'll let you know, Deputy Mayor. We certainly will. There is a significant amount of work that needs to be done outdoors to clean up the parking lot and the ramp areas for the Public Works Department yet. So as soon as we 100% are ready to do that, we'll make sure we can do it. So that's good one. We definitely will do that as a, because that call is well received by both Public Works, Recreation, and the fire department. Thank you. Council, we got a motion in front of us. There's nothing further on the auto extrication tools. I think we have a mover and seconder, so I'm prepared to call the motion. All those in favor? That carries unanimous. Thank you. All right, we're gonna go to our next page. We've got some cemetery management software. Let's see here. Be it resolved that Council of the Township Clearview hereby receive report LS 007-2024 cemetery management software dated February 12, 2024. Item 1, the council approve the quote submitted by the managed municipality in the amount of $24,500 plus HST for the purchase of cemetery management software. I'll take a mover and seconder, put this on the floor. That'll be Mr. Broderick, Mr. MacArthur. Thank you. And I know that our deputy clerk works very closely on this. Who would like to speak to this, Krista?
Sure, I can speak to it. Thank you, Your Worship. So in 2021, council at that time had approved $50,000 from the modernization grant fund to be used towards cemetery management software. So we're just coming back to you at this time. We've done a demonstration with 3 different companies. We are recommending the managed municipality. It's user friendly, it meets all of our needs. So we just looking for something to do.
All right, thank you very much. Any members of council with any questions? Nope, seeing none. Okay, thank you very much, Krista, our deputy clerk. Members of council, you have a motion in front of you, and I've got a mover and seconder. I'm prepared to call the motion. All those in favor? That carries unanimous. Thank you. Cemetery bylaw in regards to the BAO approval. This is a secondary report. Be it resolved, Council of the Township Clearview hereby receive report LS 008-2024 cemetery bylaw in regards to BAO approvals, and that's dated February 12, 2024 for information. Okay, moving to Deneen, thank you. And Mr. Broderick, thank you. And anyone want to speak to that, Krista?
I can just point out that this is coming back to council again. The BAO has just added, some more information on third-party sales, as well as more information on disinternments. So just to clarify the resident file.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Any questions to Krista? Oh, seeing none. Council, you've got a motion and a mover and second, or I prefer to call the motion. All those in favor? Carried unanimous. Thank you so much. Council, we're going to move to our bylaws. So our committee of adjustment appointment. Committee of adjustment appointment. Doesn't say the word Robert in there, but I'm going to just point out that Robert's going to be made on there. Congratulations and thank you for continuing to represent us. The clerk might speak actually to the bylaw, if I may, and that is that this appointment for the council member has to be done annually. Is that right, Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Your Worship. That is correct. I wish the Planning Act kind of followed the Municipal Act and that we would terms of 4 years, but they make it a little bit difficult for us. So when it's a council member representative, they have to be reappointed annually, and then public members are with the term of council.
Fair enough. Council, be it resolved that bylaw 24-13 being a bylaw to appoint a council member to the Township Clearview Committee of Adjustment be presented to read a first, second, and third time, finally passed on the 12th day of February 2024. Moved by Deputy Mayor, seconded by Mr. Walker. Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor? Bylaw carries. Thank you very much. Bylaw 24-15, the Clearview Culture and Sports Hall of Fame Committee Terms of Reference. Recommendation, be it resolved, bylaw 24-15 being a bylaw to establish and approve the terms of reference for the Clearview Culture and Sports Hall of Fame Committee. Be presented and read a first, second, and third time, finally passed on the 12th day of February 2024. Moved by Deputy Mayor, seconded by Mr. Beelan. Thank you. Council, any questions? All those in favor? And the bylaw carries. All right. That's it for bylaws. Notices of motion, new business. Anybody got any new business? Yes, go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm going to direct this question to CAO Ferguson. And Mr. Ferguson, I had a bit of a discussion today, but I want it brought up in public. The law firm of Ironside Law got sold recently, the end of January, to Barristan Law. And Ironside Law has been my business lawyer, personal lawyer for the last number of years. And that firm has been melted into, merged into Barristan. Now, as most of you know, we use Barristan as our civic lawyer. So John explained to me that I may have a bit of a conflict or I have to sign a form. So John, can I ask you to speak to that and talk about it so that if anybody else at this table has the same problem, please?
Yeah, through your worship, and thank you for your question. So how it typically works is that if the law firm is representing the current council and the municipality, they have to advise that they're doing it and seek permission from either yourself and or the municipality. They're aware that they be representing the individual if the matter involves each other at the same time. That doesn't always happen, but it's something to be mindful of, but you have to manage that interest. And that's what we would all do going forward. So when that happens, if you have a law firm that purchase like that, we make the public aware, but you also have to make aware if there's actually an action or a defense that they're representing you on. You would get a letter stating that you know that they're representing you as an individual. They're not going to look at it, but they're other responsibility.
Okay, thank you. So just make it clear, my stuff that we do is not related to township work. I don't have to be concerned about it at this time. Okay, thank you.
And as always, you consider speaking to the Integrity Commissioner, who is another layer of lawyers to make sure that everyone is okay. All right, that goes for all members too. Okay, if there's nothing further on the anybody with any other new business, I'll bring up the business of the township. No, seeing none. All right, I'll read the bylaw to confirm. Recommendation be it resolved that bylaw 24-14, that being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of a February 12th, 2024 council meeting be presented and read a first, second, third time, and finally passed on the 12th day of February 2024. I'll move that. Seconder, please. Mr. Broderick. Seconded by Mr. Beelan. Thank you very much. Any questions? All those in favor? And the bylaw carried unanimous. Thank you. This is the motion to adjourn. Be it resolved, the council meeting will be adjourned at 6:40. 6:40 PM here on Monday. I'll take the mover, Ms. Deneen and Mr. Walker. Thank you very much. Nothing further? I'll call the motion. All in favor? And we'll consider the meeting adjourned. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you at the end of the month for our next meeting. All right? Okay. Have a good night.